Hey, yo! What's happening? What's good? This is. Oh, let me make sure I can hear myself. Okay, we good. All right, Liddy. That shit kind of fast, too. Interesting. This is like the first official SwoleStream. You feel me? Like the first one. Where we actually got somewhat of a lesson plan going on. This shit gonna get better and better and better and better each stream. I'm finishing my salad right now. So y'all can see that right there. I'm finishing the salad up real quick. This shit slap first off. You know, it's got your regular lettuce. It got some carrots in there, some sliced carrots. I put some raisins in there, some sunflower seeds, some flax, some grinded up flax seeds. Um, what else? What else I put in here? I think that's it. Then I got this vegan Caesar dressing from Trader Joe's. Slap. Ain't nobody in here yet, so it's cool if I keep on eating. Let me tell everybody in Discord what we doing right now. Everyone, we live right now. Going over lead vocal approaches for rap and R&B. Hope y'all ready, man, because I know the vocals be like a big topic. Honestly, with this stream, I'm gonna post this on YouTube. So for anybody watching this on YouTube at this time, put in the comments what y'all want me to stream about, and then y'all could come to the stream live and we could just talk about it. We could just go through it. You know what I'm saying? I can pull up examples. We could do it real time. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can send stems. You feel me? We're gonna get to that point where it's enough people tuned in so that we can just. You can just email me some stems. I can pull it over Pro Tools. We can go over everything. You feel me? That's the goal of this stream. I'm really just here for 2 hours to give. That's literally it. For the free. For the free. You feel me? But let me finish the salad real quick. So I can get my energy back up. Well, while I'm finishing the salad, let me put my phone right here so I can see the chat. I know y'all see the Pro Tools screen, then that's not a good spot for the phone actually. Let me put it right there. We're gonna make all of this, make all of that active. And I'm gonna play y'all this song. We can switch to feedback. Okay. I'm gonna relax all of that. It looks like I didn't use this, so let's get rid of it. Also, let me just go ahead and do this so I don't ruin anything. Also, I did this when I was on a PC, so in reality, I don't even need that no more, and I could do this.
Bitch, I'm in my bag. They don't wanna see me.
Y'all hear that?
Fuck a semi-automatic nigga. The switch is 3D print. That pack might say runs, yeah, but that is not the
Yes,
weed
y'all
that's
can.
in it. This a
It's
diamond
kinda low,
bag,
huh?
5x6 and 223s up in it. Hey, I be going through this pain alone. Got this shit up out the mud, I ain't take a loan.
Let's do this to turn the volume up a little bit.
They vacated they home. I know it fuck with his mental when his baby mama play my song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent.
So I'm gonna play this song for y'all from the top. This song actually has not released yet, but this is the song that I want to use, for example, for approaching rap vocals, because it's like super simple, Well, it's simple, but it's not at the same time. There is when things are simple, that means like a lot of intricacies are well, it don't always mean this, but oftentimes a lot of the intricacies are more important. A lot of the subtle things that when things are very complex, it's like you got a lot of room to hide stuff and things can kind of just mold and mesh together. But when you got a more so sparse or just one lead vocal, it's literally just one lead vocal. There's no ad libs, no background vocals, one lead vocal all the way through. So that lead vocal gotta be a superstar. You feel me? Like it can't be, you know what I'm saying? Like it gotta be on point. You know, that's the only lead. It's the only vocal, which is not easy. A lot of times we think like, oh, cause it's just one lead vocal and a 2-track. Like that's gonna be easy. You could do that real quick. Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what is it's still the star of the show, like fully. There's no ad libs, no background vocals, whatever, to like help extenuate certain elements and certain moments in the song. So a lot of that stuff had to be created with some effects, which is cool. I like this oftentimes because it gives me a lot of room to play and experiment and bring life, add my unique ability and my unique character to a song. I'm gonna just change this right here on the master because this is not what I use anymore. We could just close all of that. I still ain't finished my freaking salad. Hold on. I'll play the song.
Y'all nobody to vent to the mic.
AK.
Bitch, I'm in my bag. They don't wanna see me in it. Fuck a semi-automatic nigga. The switch is 3D print. That pack might say runs, yeah, but that is not the weed that's in it. This a diamond bag, 5.56 and 223s up in it. Hey, I be going through this pain alone. Got this shit up out the mud, I ain't take a loan. 223s through them windows, they vacated they home. I know it fuck with his mental when his baby mama play my song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hose on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L's, but life goes on. If I ain't got a roll in my pocket, then I ain't going home. Good gas, fuck up the ozone. They be tracking locations, can't slide with no phone. Diamonds in your heart as fuck, it's icy like a snow cone. I got bitches in they feelings cause I don't fuck with them no more. Put his ass on a t-shirt, give him promo. Baby, now I know me, Tony Romo. Niggas posting about me on their page, these niggas homo. Try to rob and you gon' die, yeah, bitch, that's a no-go. Long live my brother, he had a trap jumping like a pogo. Ain't no license plates up on his Jeep, nigga, this a stolo. Lil sticks, he gon' pull from deep, shoot from the logo. Never wanted to talk, bitch, I barely wanna take photos. I be going through that pain alone. Got this shit about the dirt, nigga, I ain't take a loan. I be going through this pain alone. Got this shit up out the mud, I ain't take a loan. 223s through them windows, they vacated they home. I know it fuck with his mental when his baby mama play my song.
All right. So this is a real stream right here, you feel me? This is real life. This is like real as it gets, man. I'm just being me. So we gonna get straight into it, right? I am this is not the view that I usually use, but I'm gonna do it for y'all. I'm usually at this window all the time. I like this view better. But I'm going to try to stay on this window for y'all. So real quick, I'm gonna talk about we're gonna get into like routing, and I feel like I got salad in my teeth. We're gonna get into routing and how I organize and color code and do all of that stuff. Another stream. That's not what this one is for. But just real briefly, just so y'all know what's going on, I'm using these folder tracks right here. And I got the vocal right here. Like I just separated. He sent me literally a 1 track of the lead vocal from start to finish. And I separated it from verse to hook. So this is the hook lead and this is the verse lead right here. And I just like to put it in and apparently I muted whatever that is right there. And I like to put it in a folder track and just keep it closed down right there. So that's what we see right here. It's that vocal, and it's just closed down in that freaking folder track, right? So one thing I do is I do hella clip gain. So this is the first step. Actually, let me bypass everything. So let me bypass this. Let me bypass that. Let me turn my groups, my VCAs on. Let me bypass that. This, all of this stuff right here. Okay. Yeah. So if I play this lead vocal, let's go to the beginning of this first verse.
I'm in my bag. They don't wanna see me in it. Fuck a semi-automatic nigga. The switch is 3D print. That pack might say runs, yeah, but that is not the weed that's in it. This a Diamondback 5.56 and 223s up in it. Hey, I be going through.
Well, that was playing the effects. I don't necessarily want to play the effects.
Bitch, I'm in my bag. They don't wanna see me in it. Fuck a semi-automatic nigga. The switch is 3D print. That pack might say runs, yeah.
But you see, like I'm going through and I'm doing all the automation on the lead vocal. I'm de-essing. Like if you have the time, this is what separates. Like this is how you really get your vocal to be on point, especially when it's just this is the lead vocal. You see this part right here, like I'm turning up. Well, I'm turning up this a decent amount. Like how much is that? That's I don't know. I don't even pay attention to the numbers. I actually do this. I do this with the volume automation, and then I coalesce it to to clip gain. So that's how I usually do it, because I like to do it this way because it makes me use my ears. So basically what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll, do stuff like that. I'll do whatever, or I'll turn whatever down and I'll do it like that. I can fade real quick like that. So that's how I'll go through, and I'll just listen to the vocal and make sure that the performance, like what I'm trying to do with that is dial in the performance. And this right here goes for pretty much all vocals across the board. It's not just for rap or whatever. It's whatever genre of song, unless it's already just dialed in. And sometimes I don't really have to do that much, but I like to start there if I have the time. Because for me, I find it gives me the best result. So that's what I do first, and it does take some time. If you have the time, I definitely recommend doing this. But if you don't have the time, which sometimes I don't have the time, I don't do that, and I use compression and maybe a little bit of limiting or whatever to kind of get it there, but I don't rely fully on the compression. I will come after and do volume automation on here with the compression, like after the compression and limiting or whatever I do. I'll do that on this volume line right here. And then I will I'll just do it on this volume line right here after. That's what I do if I don't have the time, because I'm not going to rely on compression to fully control dynamics. I have a whole lesson plan for dynamics and for compression specifically, so we're not going to get deep into that. But just starting off, this is like an approach. We just being real kind of general right now. So first thing for me is getting my overall balance and levels. Compare this is just a 2-track beat. Oh my. Hold on. Let me tell this person that I am streaming. Okay, so first off, I just get I get my balance from the beat and the lead vocal. In this case, it's one lead vocal, so I'm just getting that overall balance from wherever he rapped it at, whatever level that is, just getting a general balance, a general relationship between both. And then I'm making sure that I turn this down 12 dB. I turn this vocal down probably 12 dB as well, just in relationship, and then I may have adjusted from there just to make sure that balance is right to my ear. And then I'm doing the volume automation, you know what I'm saying, with the music. You feel me? So it'll be like,
They don't wanna see me in it. Fuck a semi-automatic nigga. The switch is 3D print. That pack
and I'll be doing the automation with the lead vocal and the beat at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hope that's making sense. I don't know if I'm explaining that well or not. That's what I was hoping that somebody will be here soon so they can let me know if I'm doing this well. But that's first step for me. And then after that, depending on the sound of the vocal, I might do some EQ or some compression or something, or I'll go straight into my effects like a doubler, reverb, delays, all that kind of stuff. In this specific case,
I'm in my bag. They don't wanna see me in it. Fuck a semi-automatic, nigga. The switch is 3D print. That pack might say runs, yeah, but that is not the weed that's in it. This a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. Hey, I be going through this pain alone.
you know what I want to do actually? I want to like give y'all a better example of what this might be like. So I'm going to duplicate this. So we got, we got 2 tracks or whatever of that. Let me make sure that, okay, yeah, this is the one. So let's just do this, and then let's just, is it that? There's a way for me to, there's a way for me to like, dang, I forgot it. There's a way for me to clear the clip game, but I forgot how to do it. There was a shortcut or something. All right, so, and we'll just go down to 12. We'll do that. And like, let's just listen to this part right here. Let's just loop this right here.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song.
Like, listen to that, write a song, and then the life of it. It just sounds more, just delivered better. The performance just sounds delivered better. And this ain't even a good example of it because I really didn't do that much here, but just these little subtle movements make it sound just delivered much better.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song.
But listen to, I ain't gotta write a song, like how he said, I ain't gotta write a song.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song.
It's almost like, it's just like he mean it more. You feel me? Like, that's literally it. It's just like he mean it more. Let me see, like, I don't know, let me see. This looked like a section right here towards the end that a lot happened.
It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback, 5.56 and 223s up in it.
Like, if you listen to the 2-2, it's a Diamondback 5.56 223s up in, like the 2-2, like the way that come out, the way that the energy of it, you feel me? Like, you can't really do that with compression,
It's a Diamondback 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback 5.56 and 223s up in it. It's a Diamondback 5.56 and 223s up in it.
Like, you gotta use automation to get that energy out. You feel me? And then, so that's what I do, right? I do that for the entire lead vocal, and I listen to it as many times as I need to. But this kind of takes a minute. I ain't gonna lie, it takes some time, but it's well worth it. I've done so many mixes without doing it, and like, it's a huge difference to me. It's such a time-consuming thing, I'm not gonna lie, but it's a huge difference that it makes, and that's why I continue to do it. If it didn't make that much of a difference, I would have been stopped doing it, but it makes a huge difference. So I do that first, and so we'll close this. Well, we'll keep it open for you because I don't want to like be confusing. So we'll keep that open and we'll just loop this area. So then from there, I'll go to my effects in this case. So let's go here. I'll bring this up here because I know that my face might be blocking it. So I'll try to keep the effects at the top of the screen. So in this case, I did not use a doubler. And the reason I didn't use a doubler, or
this shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song.
And yeah, there's a click in here that I probably should have took out, but that's another thing. If this was a pop song, I would have took that out. But certain times that adds to the vibe. You feel me? Certain times that's just a part of the feel of it. That's a part of the rawness and the dirtiness of the record. So certain things you kind of leave in that aren't necessarily clean. That's kind of sloppy. You feel me? But it just worked for the vibe. So yeah, I don't know.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. But TJ, that's my twin. I'm wouldn't write a.
I think I just wanted to be kind of in the center for real. Like, I just wasn't really I think that's really it for real. It was more like a feel thing probably. So let's turn this delay on.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song.
Yeah, I put I don't know what's going on, man. It's been raining a lot in LA. I don't know if I'm getting a little sick or something, but it's just a slight mono slap that's panned to the right on this vocal.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that.
And that kind of helps it give me like a sense of space, character, just a subtle bit of flavor underneath. But it keeps that vocal in the center. Like I want to keep this real direct and straight and raw. Like it's this lead vocal. I'm like, all right, let it be the star of the show. Let it be in the center. I'm not even gonna give it no side information. I'm just gonna. I just wanted it to be in the center like that for this song. And so what I used to get that was this. And let me turn it up.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got.
This from Arturia. It's a super dope delay. It's an emulation of an old analog delay, and I'm just using it. You feel me? You just play around with the settings and everything, and you kind of get a cool vibe. You feel me? It's a bunch of cool stuff you could do with this. I'm using a little bit of the input drive and stuff like just for a little texture and character, but I wanted it to be mono, so.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the.
But I panned it a little bit to the right so that lead vocal still has this space in the middle. It's not really conflicting it as much. It's not right underneath it, and it could kind of live a little bit, but that lead vocal still is in the center. And then from from there, side chain.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the.
Like when I engage this compressor, it's side chaining to the lead vocal. That's what's going on right here with this. I use this oftentimes as my compressor to side chain effects to the lead vocal, just because it's easy and it's low CPU. Like I don't know, man. Waves has just figured out how to make quality stuff that's low CPU, so I'll be using this. And but you could, if you listen, you see how that vocal pops forward. You feel me? It pops forward over that delay, and it doesn't stand out. Now this delay is still louder than what I had it in the mix, but even at this volume, you can see when I engage this compressor, that lead vocal still stands out in the front, and that delay kind of goes to the back a little bit, and it kind of comes, it kind of swings. It may not go to the front, but it kind of like swings a little bit with the rhythm of the vocal. It keeps the lead in front, and this kind of more in the back tucked, and then lets it pop out when it needs to, so.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song.
See how it's a little cloudy?
I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like
and then it clears it up just a little bit.
I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on.
A little cloudy.
Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L.
Just a little bit more in front. That lead vocal can pop out in front a little bit, but you still get that delay. And then I'm just EQing it, high passing it, low passing it, taking down some of the top end a little bit, darkening it a little bit, taking down some, or turning down some 750, turning down some 260, and then I'm just turning down a bunch of stuff that I don't need or I don't want. I'm also compressing it. I'm trying to keep it, at that level that I just wanted it. I just want to like squeeze those dynamics of it a little bit and just let it live there and give me that space, but it's not moving around too much because I want to keep my attention on that lead vocal.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on.
See, I'm like moving it completely out of the way of that vocal, and I'm giving it its own sound, its own kind of frequency range, and that's helping it to separate from the lead vocal as well. And then I'm just cleaning it up a little bit. I like using a high pass and a low pass filter oftentimes before a lot of my effects, after I've already created it, just to clean it up a little bit, just to clean up the signal that's going into the effect. Like sometimes scooping out some low end and some top end makes it just sound a little better, whether it's a little cleaner or a little darker, or maybe it helps me with some sibilance or whatever. Or maybe there's just like a super weird, nasty frequency, and I might use the Q3 from Waves and then like duck down that frequency or something. You know what I'm saying? Like you can always just change it to the other one that has more like bands or whatever. You just notch out that frequency or whatever you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So I like using these for that. And I'll A/B that too.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping.
Real subtle. It's not doing too much, so we'll turn that back down. And then we'll go up to the reverbs. So let me actually bring that on first. So for the reverb, let's see what I did here because I don't even remember. Let's bypass that. Let's mute the second one. I used 2 reverbs.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
So that's kind of like a roomish vibe. You feel me? Like it's an ambient in the it's like it's your reflections. You know what I'm saying? It's that initial like, oh, this is a vocal in a space. You feel me? So that's really what I'm trying to get across with this. It's the ambient, 95 milliseconds, medium. You feel me? This is all just experimentation.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song.
And let me bring it back
TJ,
to
that's
the
my twin, I'm
level it
right
was
or
at.
wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hose on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took.
It just makes it sound like you're in a space. That's literally all I'm trying to do. It's a very short reverb, just some short reflections, and make it sound like you're in a space. It's rap. It don't gotta be the fanciest reverb in the world. Hey, Deverb is still goated. I use it all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just using this to give me like a sense of space for real. And let me just bypass that. So now I'm using the ensemble to give me a little movement, but also some width. It's just 5% on the mix. I'll A/B that.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm winning right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hose on. Put the 40 in my jeans.
It kind of like woofs it out just a little bit, but we get a little bit of subtle movement on the sides, and it just has a little extra flavor, and it kind of feels slightly more realistic, you know, like just subtle stuff like that can do a whole lot. Oh no, something has just happened. Hey, Ace, what's good with the Raider 3? Let's go. What's happening? Appreciate you, my guy. How you doing? I'm glad you out here streaming, bro. That's what's up. You making beats on BandLab on stream? What you doing on stream? You playing games? What's happening? Doing good. How you doing? I'm doing great, bro. I'm lit. We doing it, bro. We here every Thursday, 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. PST. Oh, nah, just gaming. Okay, for sure. What you be playing? I feel like you probably be playing some games where you shooting people. Yeah, I still haven't made it yet. I still haven't made an exclamation mark yet. You know what? Maybe I should just make it right now. Oh, been playing Call of Duty? Okay, for sure. That's what's up. That's what's up, bro. You know what? I'm going to make it right now. And what it's going to be, you know, I don't even know what it's going to be. But I thank you for the raid, bro. It's going to be my email. And my Patreon. I got the Patreon going also, y'all. I'm finna be doing like way more in-depth stuff, and I'm gonna do Pro Tools courses on there. I'm gonna really be giving like the game on Patreon, like shit that niggas like, you feel me? I ain't even gonna go too crazy, but I'm gonna be giving like the game on there for real. And we'll do that, and we'll activate that. There we go. We finally got one. Just got gold ranked on the Battle Royale mode, so I'm hyped. Let's go. That's lit, bro. That's litty. That's litty. For all those who just tuned in, who just came from the big Kahuna Kuma stream, that's a crazy name, bro. I can't believe I just said that. Who just came from Ace's stream. What we doing today is we talking about vocals. We doing rap first, and then we gonna do an R&B one. You know, we ain't really going. We just started going through the effects. You know what I'm saying? I went through how I start things off. So y'all ain't too far behind. You know what I'm saying? We y'all in a good spot. Y'all came in at a good time. You feel me? But if y'all got any questions, if I need to slow down, if I need to go back to something, just let me know. If y'all can't see something, just let me know. You feel me? I'm gonna be tapped in, paying attention to the chat. I am here as a resource to help because we be listening to music every Sunday, and some of the stuff that we listen to be sounding a little tough to listen to. And I would like for that not to be the case. So I'm here to help. That's all I'm doing. All right. So I was just going over this reverb. This is a rap vocal. This is what we starting with, rap first. And so yeah, I'll just bypass. We'll just see what the reverb is sounding like. I'll turn it up for
This
y'all.
shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone.
So that's what the reverb sound like. But I'm using this reverb to create a room, like make it sound like this person is rapping in a space. You know what I'm saying? These are the reflections of if you in any room anywhere and you talk, you hear reflections. You feel me? That's all I'm doing with this. And then I am using this C1 comp from Waves again. Like I mentioned earlier, I love using this as my sidechain compressor for effects on vocals. And yeah, that's all I do. I will have to bounce. I will have to bounce on out for tonight. Got a VA appointment in the morning, so yeah, but I'm gonna watch the VOD so I know how to record my vocals. Bet I'm not going over recording today, but I will be going over recording very soon. Today I'm just going over like some approaches or an approach to mixing some rap vocals, you know. But we're gonna do that too. So please do not end it because of no viewers. I need this. All right, for sure. I won't. And it's gonna be on YouTube as well. I'm gonna put this on my YouTube. That's what I need to also add. I need to add my YouTube to the Swole exclamation mark. Thank you for that. Yeah, I'm gonna put it on YouTube. I'm trying to grow the channel and, you know what I'm saying, give some free stuff. So yeah. Appreciate you, Ace. That's what's up. And good luck at your VA appointment, bro. Get 100%. Go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Get all the money. But yeah. So I'm using this again, the sidechain, and you see the ratio is a little different than this other one. It's all, I have a starting point, but good night. Good night, bro. Good night. I'll see you on Sunday. But yeah, this one is 1.75 on the ratio. The attack is different. The release is different. It's just like, it's a feel thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm really doing it by ear, and I'm trying to listen, and I have a certain sound that I'm kind of going for. And that's what I'm using this to get. Like, I don't even, dang. It's like some of this stuff is difficult to explain. You kind of just got to hear it, I guess. But that's what the Patreon's for, because I'm going to have live mixes on the Patreon. You feel me? So, like, y'all can see things happen in real time. But after using that, I'm EQing it. I'm not using no compression on here this time. I used to use this a lot for my effects. I kind of actually recently stopped using it, and I just used the R channel from Waves because it doesn't color the effect as much. Like, sometimes, depending on how I have things leveled or just how sometimes it colors the effect too much, and I'm not really going for that. So oftentimes I will opt for this R channel, and again, I have my starting point right here, so I can use the compression. I usually use the RVox compression on here. Sometimes I'll switch it though if I need to, but I usually just have it set on the RVox, and I can just bring that down, do what I need to do. You know, I got all my filter types set up for my EQ and the places that I want to start from, etc. I can, you know what I'm saying, I can gate stuff if I want to. You feel me? Like, etc. You feel me? I can do whatever. It's just right here. It's cool. And it's similar, basically like this. You know what I'm saying? It's basically this, but colorless. And that's what I like about this. And so that's why I switched. But anyway, I did not use that for this mix. I use this SSL channel right here. And let's see. I high passed it to 120. So a lot of times you'll see me high passing and low passing my effects. I'm trying to focus it, you know? Like, it's a certain frequency range that these effects need to have. And if oftentimes if the frequency information is not helping, then, or it's not useful, or it's not the main focus of the reverb or whatever it is, then I'll just scoop that information out. Like, I'll just high pass it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like other instruments that are going to fill between 120 and lower. You know, like it's other instruments that are gonna be there. But sometimes it's just like a feel thing and an ear thing, because sometimes you might need some of that. It's so you just gotta listen. It's very situational, but a lot of times I don't need the muddiness of this reverb. I just need the brightness, the room sound. I don't need the low end, you know. So I'm taking down 4.5 of 260. It's look like maybe 295. Turning down 10 dB. Just getting rid of a lot of that low end information and making this sound brighter without boosting, really. So I'll A/B this real quick.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my
You
twin.
hear
I'm
all
willing to
that
right
low
or wrong.
end?
Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. And was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
I don't need all that.
Running up a bag, fuck with the hose on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone.
To me, when I take all that low end out, that sounds more realistic. That sounds like a room. All that woofiness in the reverb, I don't need all that. I don't need all that at all. So let's turn that down. You feel me? And let's scoop that out. That's all I'm doing right here. So we'll bring that back. And then again, I'll clean up some things maybe that I'm just not trying to send into the reverb. So I'm high passing and low passing a little bit before the reverb going into it. So let's A/B that.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm willing to right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. And was trapping like the rent do.
So just a little bit of cleanup there. And then I'm using another reverb.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm willing to right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. And was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
I'm using these in tandem. So this lower, kind of slightly darker-ish reverb is more like the fullness, more like the vibe. It's probably a little longer. So this is like my short. Thought I was about to sneeze. It's like my short reverb, and then this one is a little longer. So let's do this. I don't know what I'm doing here. Oh, okay. I know what's going on. So I'm using the little plate, and yeah, I'm using. Oh, this is pretty short as well. A little
this
longer,
shit real
but
life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm willing to right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. And was trapping like the rent.
So this is the darker one. I'm getting my darkness from this one, but it's still not super, super dark, and I'm probably still going to be scooping out or getting rid of some low end. But then I'm using this plugin as a pre-delay. So this one right here, when it comes to timing my delays, is based off the vocals, and I don't like do math to time the delays and the reverbs. And when I say delays, I'm really more so talking about the feedback, even though I'm not using feedback because it's not that type of situation. But I'm more so listening to the space in between words and how the reverb is interacting with the groove of the lead vocal in the song or whatever it is in the song. So that's how I'm figuring out the timing. This one is pretty like you kind of just, this is the lowest that I could go. So I guess that I like that. That was cool. But I'm using this right here for my pre-delay. I did this by ear. I'm just moving it to where it sounds right. So with the pre-delay, I'm using this so that vocal could still stay in the front and that reverb can start a little bit after that lead vocal has said a word. You feel me? If I say hello, the reverb will start a little bit after me saying huh. It'll be what, 58 milliseconds after. You feel me? So I'll A/B that too.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm willing to right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. And was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
With something just as simple as pre-delay, you can hear how, to me, it sounds like the place that the vocal is in the room changes, and the space subtly changes a little bit. Like that vocal kind of has its own place to sit, but you still hear the reverb around it, and it just, I don't know, it just sounds like how it's supposed to sound in my head. And it helps to get me there, So that's pre-delay. And then after that, yet again, I'm using a little bit of sidechain.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm willing to right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. And was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
There we go. That's the settings. This is all a feel thing. It's all a feel thing and what sounds right to you. And then I'm EQing it again. Here I'm high passing and low passing. I'm actually brightening this a little bit, but Um, while I'm brightening some 10K ish, turning down some 1K, turning down some. What is that? I can't even tell what that is. I don't even know what that number is, but it's somewhere in here. And it's 225. Turning that down. You feel me? Like I'm just shaping the reverb and I'm using the compression. So I'm trying to keep that compressor I'm trying to keep that reverb kind of compressed and packaged right underneath that other reverb that's reflecting it, but also underneath the vocal. Just making a nice package of reverb, kind of thickening it a little slightly, kinda. You feel me? Let's A/B that.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
You see
I'm
how
running up a
the attention goes away, like it's taking up so much attention and it's taking me out of the vibe of listening to the lead vocal. So when I EQ it, I still get that energy and the frequencies that I want from the reverb and the space that I want from the reverb, but I'm getting rid of the extra stuff that's taking too much attention away from what the lead vocal is doing.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping.
It's almost like I'm just using that to put it in its place. I feel like that sounds bad to say, but that's kind of like what's going on. All right, I was just making sure that shit was still audible and stuff. So then, yet again, this one I'm using a little bit of a shelf up top, and then high passing that thing.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody.
Just cleaning up. A lot of these things you're gonna see are kind of staples in what I do when it comes to effects, as far as like this EQ before it and EQing and sometimes compressing after the effects. But everything else in between can kind of change, and using this C1 as my sidechain compressor. And then I'm using the Pro Q3 to overall shape the tone of the entire reverb. So that's descending to this verb fader. And it's just some 280 with a little bit of a dynamic EQ situation going on right there in the shelf at 305.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
It just got a little cloudy, a little boomy, a little muddy, and we gonna clean that up a little bit. That's all. We just gonna turn those frequencies down. I don't really think of things oftentimes as like cleaning it up. It's just like that frequency is a little like doing a little too much for me. Let me turn that down. But I also like using this verb fader because you see I turned both of these reverbs down 1 dB, and sometimes I'll have a good blend of the reverb sound together, but I just want to turn all of that down. And I don't necessarily want to group these because sometimes I'll automate these and it's just easier for me to send all of these reverbs to an aux and turn them all down, or kind of treat them as one reverb sound together if I want to. I have the option to do that. So I like doing that with my reverb. So that's a approach for the vocals right here. You got you a short reverb, you got you a mono slap, and you got another reverb that's a little darker and kind of fills the space a little bit more, and then you got your overall reverb sound that you can EQ. Yeah, and we'll AB. I'll bypass these effects and bring them back.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L's, but life goes on. If I ain't got a roll in my pocket, then I ain't going home. Good gas, fuck up the ozone. They be tracking locations, can't slide with no phones. Diamonds hitting hard as fuck, is icy like a snow cone. I got bitches.
Real subtle stuff, but it's like, okay, now we there. Now we in a space. Now it's not just this boring dry vocal in my face, which can be interesting. It just depends on, what's going on. But in this case, it's not just this dry vocal in my face. I got effects around it. I got a vibe around it a little bit. It's real subtle, but it gives me that space. And then from there, this looked like it was a pretty simple vocal chain. Like, this is super simple. We got the virtual mix rack, we got an EQP1A, the stock Pro Tools one, and then we got a Pro Q. Like, super simple. And then before it, I guess I'll bring this, we got another Pro Q, which is probably just maybe high passing. Yeah, just high passing. So I'm gonna go over this, and this hook vocal is the same thing. Yeah, it's the same. It's just it might be a little different, and sometimes the hook and the verse, the energy or the performance is different. So I need different settings a little bit. I just need to adjust the EQs and the compressors or whatever I'm putting on the lead vocal just a little bit to tailor it more towards that section. And sometimes I might get even more detailed and like take certain sections of the verse and get detailed with just those certain sections. But in this case, I didn't need to do that. So the first thing that I did, it looks like, is I probably used some compression. So we'll do this. And it's crazy. I did not use the high quality here, but the oversampling. But it's okay.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm wouldn't right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
So remember, I did a lot of my dynamics control with clip gain. You know, so I'm not relying on the compressor to control my dynamics. I've already controlled my dynamics manually myself. So all I'm using this compressor for, and which is what I think, or which is what I like most about compressors, because they are kind of like effects to me. I am using it for energy. I'm using it for character. I'm using it for personality. You know, like, to me, compressors do more than just adjust the dynamics. And sometimes I do want to use a compressor to do that. But in a lot of cases, and in this specific case, what I'm using this for is to adjust the envelope and the balance, the envelope of the vocals and the words, each word he's saying, but also the balance between the transient of his voice and the tonal of his voice, the attack and the release. Because on some technical stuff, that's where that energy comes from. Like, if you want more aggression, you get more consonant sounds, more like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's more transient, it's more pokey in a way, more punchy. You feel me? More you know what I'm saying? So like that can translate some aggression, whereas relaxing, some of that could translate maybe a little more laid back, a little more relaxed. So I'm trying to adjust that balance a little bit to get a little more like energy, a little more life out of the vocal with some interesting like subtle squeeze. You feel me? So that's what I'm doing with this 1176. And so this is typical settings right here. Like I've adjusted it a little bit. You know, it's pretty much at 3 and 7, which is like the typical setting, but I just adjusted it just ever so slightly to get where I want to get it at. And yeah, I'll A-B that.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm wouldn't right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hose on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone.
Like, when I bring that in, it has a little more energy, a little more aggression, a little more putting it in the jean and took my Cold Stone. Like, it got just a little more, you know what I'm saying? There's a little more of that. That's what I'm trying to do with that compressor. I'm not trying to use the compressor to level out anything. I've already leveled it out, you know. But I'm not saying I don't use compressors to help rein in dynamics. I'm not saying I don't do that, because I do. But I'm saying that this is what I'm using this one for. And then we got some EQ.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm wouldn't right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
That's super, super subtle. Like, all I'm doing is turning down just a little bit. Like, this is just a little subtle tonal stuff that I'm trying to do right here. A little bit of 268, and I'm turning up a little bit of 212, turning down a little bit of 770. That's literally it. Just a little bit of shaping with the low end, just ever so subtly. I'll A-B that one more time.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm wouldn't right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to. So
if you listen to that, like, I'll use a Pro Q3 just to like kind of solo the frequency area that I'm kind of targeting. Let's bring this back up, because it might be difficult to hear, but like these subtle things kind of add up. So
this shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm wouldn't right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the mic. This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm wouldn't right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so
like
I talk
all that
to
right
the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga.
Like, I'm starting to target some of all of that area right there. Like, see 268 and what was this, 212. Like, I'm trying to target some of that warble, some of that wonkiness. You feel me? Because this wasn't recorded in like a professional studio or anything like this. It's recorded on the Chaotic Eyeball in his room, I believe, and so a lot of that buildup can happen right there. So I'm just trying to start working that out and taming that. And I don't know if y'all know about this, but I'm telling y'all, I'm finna give y'all some good gems on here. Like, if I'm giving y'all gems like this on here, imagine what I'm giving y'all on the Patreon. Like, it's like I'm finna, hey, I'm finna give y'all hey man, I got y'all. You know what I'm saying? But let me just bring this right here. And I don't know if y'all y'all gonna be seeing this a lot. The EQ, yes. We'll bring this here. And we'll make this larger. We'll put this right here. Y'all can see that. And we'll bring this over here. And then we'll bypass this compressor. And we're not in the right place. And we'll close that. And we'll bypass this compressor. All right. See, there's a little level drop right there. But so this is what we doing. Okay, I dipped out some 1K too. This is interesting too. Like, dipped out some 1K right here. There's some 3 whatever right there. All of this right here. We just, you know what I'm saying? We refocusing where a lot of that energy is, and we just refocusing that.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L's, but life go.
Real subtle stuff, but like stuff be making a little bit of a difference. Oh my God, I didn't mean to do that. There we go. All right. And then, so that's what I'm doing with the EQ and the compressor. And then let's go to the EQP1A. Y'all gonna see me use Pultec EQs a lot. So right here, I'm using this one. I like using this on rap vocals a lot. It just sounds good to me. Like, sometimes I don't really I use this one in the UAD one a lot, and there's some other ones that I use sometimes, but this one, man, it just has the curves, and that's all I need sometimes for vocals like this. So that's what I'm using it for. Sometimes the Pultec is like, I don't need that color, I don't need that saturation, I just need these curves right here, and the Pro Tools one doesn't. So I'll A/B this real quick and then tell y'all like what I'm thinking.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do. I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch.
It's like a cool tilt EQ. Like, I'm getting rid of a lot. Well, I'm turning down a lot of those lows, but I'm still keeping it. I'm just still keeping it nice and kind of sweet. But then I'm giving some nice 8K top end up there. Like, it's just very subtle shaping tonally of the vocal. Like, just broad tonal shaping of the vocal.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song.
See that? Like, we relaxing some of that with this.
This shit real life. I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin. I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody.
We shifting the focus. The frequencies that are getting your attention, we shifting that. And then we come in here with this Pro Q3. This is, again, something else that y'all gonna see a lot towards the end of my vocal chain, because I oftentimes like to use a lot of analog emulation plugins to get me to a certain place, because they just do a thing that just sounds so good to me. And then I'll come with a Pro Q3 and do like some of my fine tuning stuff, you know, like just stuff that you couldn't really do in the analog world, right? So I can do, you know, just a bunch of more cue points if I need to, but just subtle detailing stuff. You feel me? In specific spots. You know, I can get real specific and detailed and kind of like surgical with this EQ, and that's not what I'm trying to do with these other plugins. So you see this vocal chain is very, very, very simple. It's literally 1, 2, 3, 4 plugins, but then we got these 2 parallels right here that we gonna get to. Very simple. It's not about, you don't gotta use a whole bunch of plugins. Now, sometimes I do, don't get me wrong, but you don't gotta use a whole bunch of plugins, bro. Like, it's just, you feel me? What are you hearing? What are you listening for? We might not even get to the R&B jump today. We might have to do that next time. This is crazy. Or we might not fully get through it. But, so after that, I'm dipping out, you know, some frequencies here. We'll A/B this real quick and then we'll talk about.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone.
It's just much cleaner and much nice. Cleaner isn't even the word that I want to use, but I'm just presenting this much nicer. You feel me? Like, it's just a much nicer presentation of this vocal performance. That's literally all I'm doing. You know, it's just these certain frequencies. I'll go over the ones that I'm using subtractive EQ with first.
This
one
shit real
first.
life, I ain't gotta write it. Wrong.
You see that frequency right there was a little bit of a, you know, it was doing a lot this whole time in this vocal, and so I'm using a little bit of the dynamic EQ.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song.
Just ever so subtle.
TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L's, but life goes on. If I ain't got a roll in my pocket, then I ain't going home. Good gas, fuck.
Just cleaning up some of them frequencies just ever so slightly. And then
this shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
You feel me? Just ever so slightly. And then
this
we got
shit
a little
real
boost.
life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
Nice presence, nice little brightness, nice little sweetness up there, and then we got a little shelf up here.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the
We
microphone.
got some body,
trapping
some,
like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone.
That's it. You feel me? Like, these are things though you gotta work to. You gotta just have a lot of practice, bro. It just take time. Like, it ain't no substitute for practice and experience, ear training. Just take time, you feel me? And then before that, I'm just using a high pass filter up to 79. Maybe.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping.
But what I will say, how I EQ vocals, I usually high pass towards the end because I use shelves or whatever. Like, I don't know why, but to me, it just gives me a better result when I just EQ and I'll use a shelf or whatever. Like, I'll just do my thing without even thinking about high passing first. I'll just do my thing. And then towards the end, I'll come back and high pass it and before everything and kind of clean all of that up. And it just, I don't know, it just works for me. So I just do it like that.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
See, nicely cleaned up. And then from there, I use a lot of parallel stuff. But parallel, compression, saturation, distortion, whatever. I just like it. To me, it gives me an energy in a specific way that I have trouble getting any other place. This whole time, that parallel was on. So, yeah, there's that.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm
So that's
with
what
him
it
right or
off.
wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so
This
I
what it
talk to
on.
the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L.
That subtle bit of life it gives, to me, that's all the difference. That subtle bit of life, that subtle bit of flavor and character, that's all the difference. I forgot that I was supposed to be on this view the whole time, but I told y'all this is my natural way of doing it. So I just automatically just realized I reverted back to this. Hopefully that's okay, because this just, I don't know, it just works better for me. Anyway, so what I'm doing here, this is the one that I most likely did first. So E&C, some energy and color. I like saying what I'm using these for, and this one is low mid, steadiness, and fullness. So we'll mute this one and we'll turn this one up.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40.
It just give me a little bit of energy. Let me put this in pre-fader, mute this, turn this up.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ,
I do this in context with the lead vocal. Like, I'll put these plugins on and I'll adjust everything This is where we at on the saturation on neutral. This is a free plugin. It's fire. You should definitely use that sometimes if you don't use that. And this is a stock Pro Tools plugin. Again, I'm using this for some more energy. Like,
this shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone.
I'm trying to get a little more attitude, but I'm still wanting to keep it even and a little steady. I'm not trying to pump it too much, but I'm trying to just use it to get a little bit more attitude out of the vocal. You know what I'm saying? A little steadiness too, because this is basically just parallel compression. So I'm using this more so as my compressor instead of just compressing the vocal and affecting too much the dynamics that I've dialed in, that I've basically drawn in. I'm using this to kind of give me a bass line in a way and blending that in ever so slightly, but it's also giving me some energy, some color, some vibe. And then I'm using SSL with some more compression on here, and I'm boosting some. So this is kind of, it's some parallel EQ as well. So it's parallel compression, parallel saturation, compression, and EQ on one chain, and it's giving me some energy and color. You feel me? Like, y'all see where the EQ is, and you know what's going on here. Like, that's not the important thing, because it's different on each vocal. But why I'm boosting up here, just for that energy, that presence up here, you know. And I'm cutting down in this area because maybe it got a little too wonky, a little too boomy. It was too much low end and low mids in that vocal, so I'm trying to relax some of that, and I'm adding that energy and presence more in the upper mid range and in mid range, upper mid range areas, you know. And then a little more compression because I like the way SSL compression sounds, and in combination with this 1176 and this, it had a cool sound, and I like that.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hose on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L's, but life goes on. If I ain't got a roll in my pocket, then I ain't going home.
Yep, and then we're blending that back in, so we'll mute that, and then we'll turn this one up.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to...
See, now this one is separated to that low mid frequency, that kind of some warmth-ish, but it's not really what I'm going for. I'm not really going for warmth, but
this shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song.
I'm just going for that low mid fullness. That's what I'm going for. So let's do this.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so
we're just giving a little bit of distortion and saturation.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to...
Say energy, and this, I know that I'm using saturation, compressor, then EQ, I guess right here, but it could be in any order. I don't always do it in this order. I just did that for this song.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hose on.
This has a nice character and vibe that I like to use, and just separating out this frequency. This is what I'm adding back in.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or by this vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hose on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L's, but life goes on. If I ain't got a roll in my pocket, then I ain't going home. Good gas, fuck up the ozone. They be tracking locations, can't slide with no phones. Diamonds hitting hard as fuck, is icy like a snow cone. I got bitches in they feelings cause I don't fuck with them no more. Put his ass on a t-shirt, give him promo. Baby 9 on me, Tony Romo. Niggas posting about me on they page.
It just gives me a better tone, it just feels better. Like, it just feels better, bro. Like, it just feels better. And it sounds better. It's just like, it's just what I hear in my head. I can't even really describe it. But that's like the vocal approach right there mainly. And then let's go to my effects. I do this oftentimes with my effects too. Like, these are where all the vocal effects go, even my ad-lib and background vocal effects, to this entire vocal effects channel. And that goes to my all vocals channel. So on here, I'm using a little bit of RC20. I don't always do this, but it's giving me, I'm using a little bit of the noise, wobble, distortion, and the magnetic, just kind of making it feel. This is certain stuff that, you know, I liked about analog. There, if y'all want to, well, what I did to try to, because I ain't really come up in no studio or nothing like this. I'm pretty much self-taught, even though I've learned a lot on the internet and from reading books and reading articles and doing all kind of research that I can do. But I would listen and try to learn what other people liked about analog and figure out what I liked about analog as well. And a lot of the inconsistencies and non-linearities and all that kind of stuff that you get when you use analog equipment. I mean, it's kind of trying to emulate and replicate certain elements of that. So that's basically what I'm using it for on all the effects. So, yeah.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone. You gon' take a couple L's, but life goes on. If I ain't got a roll in my pocket, then I ain't going home. Good gas, fuck up the ozone.
It's a little wobble on it, a little noise, a little color on it. Like, it's pretty much it. Then I'm spreading it out just a little bit with the S1 imager.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody.
Subtle stuff right there. Puig Child, I am not using the soothe in my template. The soothe is already there just in case I need to use it. I'll bring it up. See, it's just on stock. Well, this is my stock setting, like my flat setting that I like to start with it on. But I didn't use this for this vocal, which is kind of crazy when you think about it. Somebody recorded on the Chaotic Eyeball and you didn't use soothe. Hey, you don't need to if you don't need to. But then overall on all of the vocals or this lead vocal, I'm just using this Puig Child. Now, this is a situation where I might be using it for somewhat glue purposes.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. I'm running up a bag, fuck with the hoes on. Put the 40 in my jeans and took my bitch to Cold Stone.
But you can even hear how it kind of cleans up and clears up a little bit of that like, I don't even know what it is, but it's just like a certain frequency range that's a little too prominent, that's been prominent from the jump, and it just clears up and cleans up some of that. You feel me? And I'm just using just a light, subtle bit, pretty much tickling the needle here, subtle bit of compression, and it makes that much of a difference. Like, I think that people don't really pay attention to how much of a difference compression makes all the time. ASC Praise, what's happening? Appreciate you for the follow. Thank you for being here. We just vibing. We talking about rap vocals and stuff like that. We pretty much finna wrap up on this one, and then we finna go to this R&B session. But appreciate you for following. Shout out to you. I'm just trying to help. Just trying to, share what I can share. You feel me? But appreciate you for coming through. What's happening? How you doing? How your day been? What's going on? What you got? Any questions? Anything you want to learn? Anything you want to know about? We just here vibing. So that's literally pretty much it, y'all. It looks like no one has any questions. So what I'm going to do is do a quick A-B from the verse. Oh, we still got that looped. And we'll do this. We'll just select all of these. And we'll do one of these.
This shit real
So
life,
this
I ain't gotta
before.
write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows.
And we'll loop that part right there. I like the way you do that right there. We'll loop that. So we'll loop this part, and then I'll before it, and then after it. So we'll do this.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
Let's do it with the music.
This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone. This shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
There you go. And then we got a bunch of effects and stuff like that here, but we gonna have a day where we go over effects, but
this shit real life, I ain't gotta write a song. Lil TJ, that's my twin, I'm with him right or wrong. Don't got nobody to vent to, so I talk to the microphone. Ant was trapping like the rent do, I watched that nigga get the bows gone.
there we go. That's, what the effects got going on right there. Why did it do that? Let's just do one of those and do that. And I would like to bring these down because I don't like them being that large. Because that's not how I like to view these things. Oh my gosh. Okay. Alright. And then we'll make this inactive. And we'll move it up. And we'll go to the R&B song. Move that in here. This is my Twitch. So yeah, we'll come here. We'll go here. I feel like I'm getting a bump right here. All right, this is another situation where let's see what we got going on here. Apparently I used all of these plugins on the mix, which is interesting. I don't know why. Oh, I don't have that plugin anymore. How do I want to do this? We're gonna hide this, and we're gonna send this here, and then we're going to bring this up. All right, so we only got about 40 minutes left, y'all, and then we outie 5:30. But it's cool because it's gonna be on what you call it? It's gonna be on YouTube. Let me see what's going on. So this is what we got going on here. I don't know how loud this is about to be. I was like, what's happening? Why did it not solo? Oh, wait, can I hear the make sure we get the music. Okay, y'all hear that. All right. I got a lot of nonsense going on here, so what I'm gonna do is put this in a folder. See, these are kind of old sessions, so don't just bear with me, guys. Just bear with me. It's kind of old. Sister, you know that's why I love you. I was drowning in the deep end. Can't find no loving all the weekend, baby. Cause amigo chasing on this feeling. Doing more damage than healing. No, you see it in my face, you see it in my eyes. I was realized, yeah, I was paralyzed. Maybe if I jump. So this is one of those situations where I did not split up. Oh, that's why that's happening. I did not split up the hook and verse. I did it all in one. So we'll loop right here. And this is one of those cases. See right here, I used the volume automation to, again, like I said, I go through and I do volume rides. You see there's this right here, that P. Oops. Like without that, you can't hear that. But now, especially with the music, like it sounds like a put. You know, it gives you more of that energy that we need. So I go through, I do all of that, right? If I have the time, which I would like to have the time because it gives the best result I have found for myself. And then also in this case, I did more rides. I did more rides just on certain words down here. Certain words in certain places, just, you feel me? And then towards the end, automating this down. Same thing for this layer and some of these backgrounds and ad-libs. You feel me? Like just really dialing in the volume. Volume is a huge tool that I feel like is just overlooked, and people just using the volume fader, bro. It's just like, it's so huge. It's so much that you can do with levels and volume, and just manipulating it is so much energy there. But that's a topic for another day. We're going to get super in-depth, super all of that, super technical, super all of that at some point. But anyway, that's where I started off at. Again, same. And then in this case, on this intro vocal, I'm just scooping out some of this because I wanted to have a different vibe in the intro than the verse. I just wanted this to be a little more full. That's really all. So let's go here. And actually, let's loop this. So in this case, this is the reason. Zell, what's good? Did you listen to, fuck, I didn't listen to Yachty's album yet, Zell. Shit. You know what? I'm going to cue it up. Because I got some administrative stuff to do after this. And I'm going to just do it while I am doing the administrative stuff. Wait, what was the name of it again? Was it Let's Start Here? It was Let's Start Here? Damn, it's 14 songs on this thing. Please DM me your thoughts whenever. I'm curious on your opinion. Hi. Yep. Okay, bet. Perfect. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Damn. It's an interesting cover art here. We just going over some, vocal approaches and all that kind of stuff today. This is also an old session, so I would normally use a folder track, and I would have this vocal parallel directly on that folder track. But this is old, so this is how I used to do this, how I used to set this up. But what we are going to do is we're actually going to just do that. And then we'll do this. And we have this looped. Let's mute some of these layers right now. So that's the raw recording right there. It's kind of like it's just it's a straight recording. It's cool. It's crazy because I recorded it. That's what we got. And then let's see what we ended up. Oh, well, that's not totally accurate. Let's do this. It's not totally fair. Let me do this as well. Right? That's where we started, and is where we ended up. Totally everything bypassed. So for this particular record, she kind of wanted to. She was looking for like a not fully Don Toliver ish, but Don Toliver inspired. So she wanted a decent amount of reverb, not super drowned out, but a decent amount of reverb, but still smooth, still cool, all that kind of stuff, right? So let's start with what I started with, which was probably the effects. So this is pretty straightforward. I'm just using the basic doubler from Waves. That's where we at with it. Blending that in off the send. And the doubler, it helps to give you some space, some dimension a little bit, but also, you know, it's putting information in the left and right speaker, so it's in a kind of way giving you width. But I like it for just like quick reflections in depth, and I like to use it in combination with other stuff just to give me that kind of feeling, that vibe. And then we got some delay. So it's bouncing left and right. So this is more so like a vibe thing. You feel me? So if I go right here, we just using basic H delay. I flip the phase on the right side. You feel me? We just found where we wanted it to be, and that's where we left it at. And then I put the doubler on it. It just kind of like flattens it in a certain way, and it gives it a certain sound. Like I'm not saying this is a trick or something, but it just like does something for me when I put it on delays, and it just like, it just kind of like tailors it out and just keeps it where I want it to keep it at. There's that, and then I'm using Pan Man just to pan both of these around left and right. And then I'm deverbing it just a little bit. And you putting a little bit of reverb on your effects can help to just sit it back a little bit. You feel me? Just kind of like pushing it back just a little bit. Like you in a nice spot. Just back up a little bit. You feel me? That's all I'm using this for. Just a touch of it. And then just some overall kind of like subtle compression on the entire thing just to keep it right there, because it is moving around left and right a lot, and I'm not trying to have that be a distraction for real. Oops. There we go with that, and then we got reverb on here. So it's the first one that I used. I'm using True Verb. I'm using the Millennium Verb preset, and then I adjusted it to my liking. This is just a nice preset. Like if you go through here and look through all these presets, try that Millennium Verb preset. It's a pretty solid preset, and then adjust from there. That shit is pretty fire. Then I put some Kramer tape on it just to give it a little color. So now I'm trying to give my effects like some vibe, some character, some texture too. And using your effects, like putting saturation and character and vibe on your effects too, can help like give the vocal some of that as well. You know, it kind of helps. It kind of helps with EQing, helps with emotion, like all of that. Like the space that someone is singing in, what it sounds like can help communicate an emotion, a feeling. Like, does it sound like she's singing? That's not what this is what I'm going for, what I'm about to say, but does it sound like she's singing in a jazz club, or does it sound like she's singing in a stadium, or does it sound like she's singing in a studio or a bedroom or whatever. All of those things can help communicate ideas and emotions. So when I'm using effects, I'm kind of thinking about that kind of stuff. Subtle character, subtle saturation. Oh, we got the lo-fi before it as well. A little 2-1. Yep. And some, I'm using this as some sidechain compression to the lead vocal. Just ducking it a little bit. That's helping that vocal stand out a little more forward. You feel me? Like, y'all gonna see this often a lot of times, especially with reverbs on vocals, just ever so subtle, keeping that vocal out there in front, but still allowing that reverb to be heard. And then air chorus on here. It's a little more spread out, a little bit of movement, just very subtle stuff, just to get me where I'm trying to go. Now I kind of went crazy with this EQ, but that's okay. I just wanted to shape the overall tone of it. A lot of that, it's a lot of all of this right here was too high. It's conflicting with the lead vocal, and I really want her to sound how she wants to sound up here by herself, and I want to bring that reverb down. And a lot of times, height and frequency go together. So high frequencies, they sound a little higher. So I'm turning down some of these high mids to give me a little bit, like just bring it down a little bit. I'm not trying to bring the overall volume of the reverb down necessarily. I'm just trying to make it shorter, in a sense, if that makes sense. Not shorter in time, but shorter in height. I don't know if that makes sense. Zaza, what's good? How you doing? You feel me? We on the tail end of the stream. But that's what I'm doing here. And I'm probably using this just to give me a little slight bit of brightness, a little subtle bit. I still want that nice thing up there. But there we go with that. And then I got another one, my second reverb. This is like one of my favorite reverbs. You see, this is one of my presets, actually, Verb Warmer. So maybe that's a hint on what this is sounding like. Just sounds so good. But I'm just using that straight up. Boosted a little bit of the lows on here. Adjusted the pre-delay again. We talked about pre-delay. We're going to go super in-depth on a lot of these topics, you feel me? We're going to go super in-depth on reverb and delay and all that kind of stuff at some point. We got lesson plan vibes going. I'm good as well, bro. I'm glad you're good. You feel me? I'm glad you're good. How's the kid? How's the baby mother? What's happening? When Keen's song drop, you should do a reaction on the stream if you get done this before it drops. Oh, I will definitely be done with this before the song drops. But the song drops tomorrow. When Keen's song drops, you should do a reaction to the stream. On the stream. I've also mixed the song, so I feel like it wouldn't be an authentic reaction. But I do think we should listen to it on the stream. And if y'all want, it's a ballad, and we could do a breakdown of it next week or something like that. I don't know if that would be something y'all interested in, but whatever y'all want is really what I'm here to do, honestly. Like, short of mixing live on, well, actually, I will mix some of y'all songs. If y'all send stems or something, if y'all send a song, even if it's a vocal and 2-track or whatever, like, I'll fuck around live. We all good. Being seeing my kid a lot more. I'm glad to hear that because she moved back to the area, and that would be fire. Oh, a mixed breakdown, that would be fire. Next week. That's lit, bro. Shout out. I'm happy, bro. I'm happy for you. Because I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was worried. I was like, bro, this man Zaza ain't gonna never see his kid, bro. She done left. She out here wilding. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo. I was like, man, I don't know how you doing it, my guy. But you was doing it, though. So I'm glad that y'all, you know what I'm saying, building a relationship. That's important, bro. That's important for real. Like, he needs both parents. You know what I'm saying? No matter how insane the situation. Well, maybe it could be too insane to need both parents. That's possible, but that's good that you seen your kid. That's all I'm gonna say. Yeah. So for this reverb, I'm just adding this. I like how it sounds. It just give me the vibe that I'm looking for. And then I forgot to tell y'all know I be EQing before my effects. I forgot to bring that in. I'm EQing before this as well. You see this one, I'm taking off a lot of top end right here. Yeah, and thanks. I got one. I'll send you in DMs the stems for it if you down for that. Most definitely, bro. I'm a little nervous to mix anything from you, Zaza, but I'm up for the challenge, I guess. It's only gonna be for like an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see what happens. Go ahead, send it to me. Yeah, we're gonna see what happens. It's gonna be interesting for sure. I am kind of interested. But I'm EQing this. I'm taking out some of the mids. I think I might have done that. Yeah, I'm doing that here too, taking out some of the mid range because I do want some of that 1K-ish stuff to be on the sides, but I want to make room for that lead vocal to come through in this situation, because in this particular situation, the reverb is going to be a lot more prominent than it was in that rap song. So I didn't necessarily, to my ear, need to do that. But for this one, I felt like I did. Bet. Okay, I'll take off the effects for you too. Okay, cool. What I would love for you to do is send me your rough, like your whatever you bounced and what you listened to and what you did, everything to the song, and then send me the dry. I would say send me where you left off at, but I don't know. It depends on how it sounds for real. It just depends on how it sounds. But for stream purposes, you could do that. Take off the effects, but still though, send me like your version. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand what your intention was. You feel me? Um, yeah. So bet. All right, perfect. And then so I'm EQing this reverb as well. I A/B that. Real subtle. This is the major player right here, so I'm really trying to darken this reverb. That's no reverb. So I'm darkening going into the reverb. So I'm still allowing some of that high stuff to come through, but just starting from here. So that's how I'm darkening it. I'm just choosing it to do it that way because I like the sound of it for this vocal that way. That's really it. I don't know. It's kind of crazy to say that, but that's what it is. And so now what I'm doing here, we're going to the lead vocal, exactly what I did on here. So I did do some auto-tune. I printed the auto-tune. I did some Melodyne, all that kind of stuff. Of course, I did my volume automation stuff like y'all see right here. And I put some lo-fi on it so we get some distortion and saturation, change the bits a little bit so we get some character, we get some energy off this. So we're just trying to get some personality, some vibe going. This is just a raw recording into, my preamp and interface. It's sounding fine, but let's take it there, So we getting some gain. It's still laid back, but it's giving me more energy, more bite, per se. And then I'm using this MC77. I was using a lot of stock stuff. This is a solid compressor. I use this on her. You see, my attack and release is a little different on the rap song. I was letting a lot more of the attack through, and the release was right here at 7, so it was pretty fast. I'm slowing this release down a little bit, and I'm speeding up the attack a little bit because I'm really trying to keep her laid back. Very subtle. There we go. I sent the invite link with the raw vocals and the mix I did. Okay, bet. Or I'm going to send you the invite link through BandLab and it will have the raw vocals, and I'll send you the mix I did too. All right, I'm gonna have to look through this and figure this out. But bet, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you, Zaza. This is gonna be fascinating. Shout out to you for being the first one. Uh, Now that I'm remembering, this mix was done kind of fast too, so I just was Pro Q3 in that thing up with the quickness. But so what I that was my little bit of compression. Just what did I use this compressor for? Um, yes, sir. And it's a song y'all ain't hear it yet, too. Okay, cool. Sound like a plan. So I'm just laying it back for real. I'm just putting it in a pocket. It's like I don't know. Compression be doing a lot of stuff when it ain't doing a lot of stuff right here to my ear. And then we just using a dynamic EQ on the shelf down here. I wanted to keep a lot of her body, but this is also specific to her. Like she likes a lot of her lower tones in there, and when I was high passing her, it just wasn't sounding like how she wanted it to sound. It's so interesting. Like she just likes a lot of the lowness in her voice to come across. So this is what sounded best. It does what it needs to do when it does what it needs to do. A little boost up here, a little slight shelf right there, just subtle stuff trying to design the top end. A lot of times for my top end on vocals, I be trying to like design the way the S's and the T's kind of roll off the tongue. You feel me? It's like there's different types of top ends for different genres and vocalists, and certain frequencies just sound better, you know, on certain voices, and I just be trying to find that place to like really sculpt it and design that top end. So this is a plugin that helps. I use the Pool Tech for that. I use the SSL for that. I use just the Mag sometimes for that. It's a lot of the Yosis Air EQ sometimes. It's a lot of EQs, but honestly, I do use the Pro Q3 a lot to finish it off because it just is so precise and it gives me exactly what I need. And then, okay, this is when I was on some Jason Joshua type vibes. I ain't gonna lie, but this was a move inspired by him to use this. But now I just kind of use the Pool Tech and other stuff for this. But I'm just using this to kind of get some brightness, because you see I'm boosting the level back up right here, and I'm shelving using two shelves to shelve and like relax a lot of the low end boominess, but I'm still trying to keep that body and that low end right here. And then I'm using another shelf down here, and I'm just trying to find my tonal curve. Like this is my tonal shaping of the vocal right here with this Pro Q. See, a lot of that just gets cleaned up nice and easy. Like I used to do this a lot for real, but now I just use other plugins for it. I kind of, you know, found my own vibe. See, I know when I start using FL, I'm gonna need more help with this for sure. Bet, bro, this is what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. And then this EQ right here, another Pro Q3, is my final, just detailing, turning down certain frequencies, turning up little small certain frequencies, just to really detail and get that vocal sound that is just like amazing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I achieved that here, but that's what I be going for. It's more prominent right here. A lot of that. It's like I'm refocusing what your ear listens to. Like right now, a lot of that is coming out. And some of this. But turning this down makes me focus on more of the like pleasing frequencies. And this is something that I used to use a lot. It would just be certain, I kind of used to use this kind of like soothe in a way, but it would just be certain little frequencies that are just popping out a little bit, and I would use this to clean up the vocal, but I don't really use this that much anymore. I would just use it like how you see how certain things. I was basically using it like my own soothe, and I was doing this before soothing even came out. Like it was just, I don't know. This is what I was. This is, to me, is just what made sense. So certain little kind of resonances in a way, just popping out a little too much. This is just dynamic EQ for certain resonant frequencies, and I'm not using every band, or at least I don't think I am. I might be. Looks like I am using every band. Okay, well, am I using every band? Damn, I am using every band. Interesting. Okay, well, yeah, that's what I was doing. I might start using this again actually, because sometimes soothe be taking away too much character, and I might start using this again actually. I'm not mad at what's happening to a certain extent. Doing more damage than healing. I was chilling in the deep end. Can't find no loving all the weekend, maybe. Cause amigo chasing on this feeling. Doing more damage than healing. I was chilling in the deep end. Can't find no loving all the weekend, maybe. Cause amigo chasing on this feeling. Doing more damage than healing. I was chilling in the deep end. That's that. That's literally the vocal chain right there. And I actually feel like this is a pretty simple vocal chain that people could follow that would get y'all to a decent place. Actually, on some R&B stuff, like y'all could probably use more compression and whatever, but maybe use a high pass filter for y'all. But this is pretty simple and straightforward, and it gives you like a quick, nice, decent enough sound. Like I don't understand. Like it's so simple to really do this stuff, but when you start, and I guess I don't know, it's just like this is not even all the parallels and the character that I'm adding, but like it still sounds fine for now, you know. But then I'm gonna bring in some of these parallels that just gives me a little more character and texture and stuff. Can't find no loving all the weekend, maybe. Cause amigo chasing on this feeling. Doing more damage than healing. I was chilling in the deep end. Can't find no loving all the weekend, maybe. Cause amigo chasing. Just a little bit of character and vibe. Oh yes, well, Separar made an R&B song and it hit 1K in 24 hours. Shout out to him. That's what's up. Dang. That is great for him. Wow. Surprising. But that's great for him. You should definitely send that to the stream on Sunday so we could check that out, because we are interested to hear that for sure. Yes. Please send that. Please send that. Or tell him to send that or whatever. I don't know. But yeah. That is the vocal chain. And then, so I'm going to quickly go over some of these parallels. It's just Kramer tape in parallel. A little character. Separating that frequency with the little radiator. I suppose we'll do this right here. Where am I looping at? Cool. So I'm blending that back in. So we boosted the bass, turned down the treble, turn up the input a little bit. You know, this is just vibes to blend back in. Can't find no loving all the weekend, maybe. Cause amigo chasing on this feeling. Doing more damage than healing. Again, she going for a certain type of vibe, so I'm like really trying to subtly blend in this character and this vibe into the vocal, and then we separate in this frequency. So that's my mid range that I'm using. This is almost just like almost like parallel EQ for real, but it's just certain color and vibe. I see you vibing, Zaza. That's what's happening. Dang, 1,233 plays now. That's what's up. Shout out to bro. And then, oh, that was a little loud. So that's this top end presence that I'm adding. But you hear that messiness and how it's breaking up? That's partially because it's going pretty loud into this lo-fi. But I'm liking that. It's giving me some texture, some vibe. I'm boosting the hell out of this in parallel. But I like this more in parallel than putting it directly on my vocals, on the vocals, because it sounds kind of harsh sometimes to me. But in parallel, I feel like I could just, it just sounds like how I would expect it to sound on a vocal. So I like using it that way more than putting it directly on. And then we're compressing it, keeping it locked, and then we just using that high end. So let's bring that high end. You hear that just lift so nicely? Just a nice slight lift. Nice little mid-range boost. Filling up that body. There we go. We got vibes. I'm kind of rushing through this because, you know, it's towards the end. But again, on all my effects, in this case, I just used this real tape saturation from Pro Tools. But this is another situation where you doing stuff to your effects affects the EQ of the vocal. Because when I put this on, it sounds like the vocal gets a little brighter, a little more present, a little sweeter. And that's just, excuse me, and that's just on the effects. And then we're widening it out a little bit with the S1 imagery. Ever so subtle. Then we got the air EQ. Looks like I am just boosting a little at 2.5. Maybe not. Did I mess something up? Oh, wow, 0.04. But this EQ is hella strong. Like, it's 8.04. That should be way more. And then I'm using the air a little bit, 0.03 again. This EQ is hella strong. Don't know why we not playing. There we go. A little bit of air. Cleaning up some frequencies, and I actually did use Soothe on here, which is interesting. This seems extremely drastic, and I feel like I didn't use this. I don't know if I did this or not. This is kind of OD. Man, it don't sound terrible though. I prefer a little more of that, but it's still a little OD. But that's there. So with this vocal, like the approach is a lot different than what I was doing for the rap vocal. So this is what I'd be talking about as far as like vocal chains aren't really a thing for me. I do have certain things that I do often as far as like using the Pro Q3 as my last like detailing EQ, at least on this part of the vocal chain, and then I might do some broad tonal stuff on the entire either lead vocals aux or the entire vocal aux. I might do some overall stuff there too, or some, you know, detail stuff. It just depends. but it's more so my philosophy that I'm thinking about and what the end result I want this to sound like. So I'm having an image in my brain, and then I start working towards that image. You know what I'm saying? That sound that I hear in my head. I start working towards that. Um, but that's pretty much it, guys. I appreciate y'all for coming through. We got 4 minutes left before we up out of here. What y'all want to talk about? What's happening? What's going on in your lives? In your lives? How you feeling? I didn't go over the effects, but we're gonna do like specifically effects and stuff for another stream. And we're going to do, like session organization and color coding, all that kind of stuff. Just been chilling, trying to grind on this album I'm working on. Okay, you working on the album? Let's go. That's what's up. Love to hear that. Exciting. But I feel you, bro. I've been grinding too, man. It's the year of the grind, man. It's what we doing. It's what we here to do. It's what we here to do, bro. I'm glad, bro. You gotta did you get a new job? I know you had the job, the Halloween job or something like that, the haunted place or something, if that's correct. So far, I just need 2 more features on it. Okay, bet. Who all you got featured on it right now? Is Saparar on there? We're gonna have to check some of this out, bro. And also, are you changing your name again? Did you change your name again? I feel like you just changed your name again. I forgot. Awkward silence. And I applied for one and got to call them, and I got accept that and a lot more. And no, I'm not. Oh, you're not changing your name. Okay. I thought, never mind. Well, this is going on YouTube, so I'm not going to say anything about that. But bet. Bet. I'm glad, bro. I'm glad. How many songs you going to have on the album? I'm interested. I'm interested to hear this album, man. Very interested. You've come a long way, Zaza, and I must say that I'm very proud. Seriously. I'm very proud, man. I'm proud of your dedication and consistency, commitment. You're really sticking with it, and you have come so far. For real. I can only imagine what your music's going to sound like 2-3 years from now. It's going to be probably pretty solid, actually. It's probably going to be, like, fire. I feel like the way I'm saying this stuff is not sound good. Maybe this isn't a good thing for me to do this stream. Damn. This is crazy. Oh, gosh. Man, I need to be better. I'm working on it. I'm not gonna. Okay, yeah. Wait, I'm not gonna lie. They're gonna be like 15. What? 15 or 20 songs on your album, Zaza? Because it's a concept album based off when I was 18. And a lot of the shit I went through. Damn. I mean, I definitely fuck with you making music about what you went through because people gonna love and relate to that. But 15 or 20 songs, goodness gracious. Zaza, goddamn. That's a lot of songs. Sheesh. But if that's what you want to do your thing. But I think that's too many. But if that's what you want to do your thing. For sure. Wow. Maybe less, we'll see. Yeah, I think especially for. So the thing is, when you an upcoming artist, like it's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with dropping an album with as many songs as you want on it. The thing is thinking about it as a business as well, and unfortunately thinking about like the art a little bit as a product as well. And as a new artist, what's gonna make someone listen to 20 songs, or 15 songs? Like it's a lot of artists who are big who I'm probably not gonna listen to all 15 of those songs, so how are you gonna get them to listen to all of those songs or make them want to listen to all of those songs? Like, I'm not saying you can't, you can, but you got. I would say if you would do that, think about how you're gonna get them to listen to all of these songs, because I'm sure you're gonna put a lot of time and effort and passion into every song, and you like, dang man, song number 13 is like my favorite one, but people didn't even like get to that one, because it's like I need to figure out a way to make sure that they want to listen to all of this. You feel me? Yeah, it won't be out till around the start of the summer, so I got time to really work on it and make it better and make it flow together. Yeah, okay, for sure. I think definitely with it being a concept album too, based off when you were 18, like it's probably a lot of skits. I'm sorry, a lot of skits that you could integrate into the project and like make it cool and cohesive movie like, you know, that could be really dope. You feel me? And I think 18 is a great time to, make an album about. Like 18 is a pretty substantial year in most people's lives in America, so that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm gonna have skits for sure. Bet. That's lit, bro. Shout out to you, man. I love that. Well, my time here has come to an end, and it's been lit and it's been great, and I know this is gonna grow. So I am glad that you pulled up, Zaza. I'm glad that Ace pulled up, and we had a couple follows or something like that too. And I just appreciate y'all for being here and tapping in. This gonna be on YouTube probably tomorrow, maybe tonight, tonight or tomorrow, and y'all can check it out. And yeah, bye. Peace, Zaza. Hey, thank you. And all right, homie, just let me know when you do the mix thing for my song, and I'll pull up for sure. Okay, bet. It'll be Thursday for sure. Next Thursday. We'll probably do the mix breakdown, like some subtle, quick stuff with Keen's song on next Thursday, and then we'll fuck around. We'll see what's going on. And bet until next Thursday, or really till next Sunday, because we're listening to music then. So see y'all then. Oh, let me hit the button. Ending soon.